Okay, so today I'm doing another modern build. I feel like the last one I did went really well. I was really happy with it. And so I wanted to try something quite similar. This build is very similar to the black and white build that I did, except I think it's better. And it's just got a bit of a different theme. Obviously the last one was just black and white theme. And this one is more of like a concrete build on the outside. I don't know, I just felt like doing another modern build after I did the last one. Normally, I feel like it's not my forte, like I'm not very good at building modern houses, but after that one, I think I might not be as bad at it as I think I am. And so I decided to try this one again. This one is similar in that I wanted to have another open floor space at the staircase, like above the living room. I wanted to do that again in this build. I did it in my last one where it had a pond below, and then an upstairs, but it was like an open ceiling kind of above the pond. And so I wanted to do that again in this build and play around with that feature a little bit because I'm really into it. I just did a family home as well. I haven't uploaded that one yet, but I just did a family home where it had the same kind of thing. So I've done 3 houses in a row with that open theme or I guess open feature. Because it's really fun and I love the way it turns out in the screenshots. I'm always so excited to get into the house and look at the screenshots and see how it looks above the stairs when it's nice and open like that. And in this one, it was not disappointing at all. I was so happy. I came into this game and it was nighttime, and you could see from the outside, you could see the big chandelier. I use the same chandelier in like all my builds for some reason. Whenever I do that open floors, that open concept above the ceiling, I always use that same spirally chandelier that came with, well, I don't remember what pack it came with, but it's like a spiral chandelier. I always use the same one and I don't know why. I just think it looks really good. I think when you have those vaulted ceilings like that, or those open ceilings like that, you need to have some kind of featured chandelier, and so that's kind of what that is. I could always try different ones because I can size them up and size them down, but in this build, I think it was really good. I don't remember if I ended up cutting out the floor plan or not. I have been doing that a lot lately just because it takes me such a long time and it's pretty boring to watch. I cannot remember if I ended up cutting it out. Oh, I guess, no, I didn't. I thought I did there. It was like the screen went black there for a second. But either way, I didn't struggle as much with the floor plan, I guess. I did a little bit with where to put the stairs, but other than that, everything I think flowed pretty nicely. It's getting a little bit glitchy and a little bit laggy here, but this part kind of sucks anyway. I was trying different things for above the door. I looked at having like a glass roof, but that didn't look very good, so I skipped that and ended up putting that kind of like the small fencing tool, and I did that on the other side of the door as well and just put in some greenery above it so it kind of I don't know, looked grown in. So this house has a lot of those big open windows, which is really, I think it's nice for this house because you can see into some of the more interesting rooms of this house. When I was building this house, I always try to think of who would be living here, and in this case I decided it would probably be, I was thinking a single mom. She's got a lot of money, she's pretty loaded. A single mom and 2 teenage kids is what I had in mind, a boy and a girl. And so this house ends up having 3 bedrooms upstairs and I think 1 bathroom upstairs and 1 bathroom downstairs. And then it also has a pretty big office downstairs as well. The office ends up not matching the rest of the house at all, actually. It looks a little weird. It looks a little out of place. The office has like a very girly theme. It's kind of pink and white, and the rest of the house has a more modern theme. But I felt like, I don't know, maybe the mom of this house, she wanted to have a more feminine office space and a more modern home. I could see me wanting to have different themes for each room in my house. So I feel like it's not totally unrealistic. Also, before I started recording this, I noticed that there's a new update for the game. It's the Caribbean themed update, and it's got, I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't gone into my game yet to actually see it all, but I'm really excited to look at it. But Someone was saying that it has like fans, it's got new wallpapers. I did see a screenshot of the new wallpapers. It has like big like leaves and ferns on the wallpaper, which I think is interesting, and some like dark wood furniture as well. And also someone was saying it had fans and sliding doors, so I'm really excited to see that. You can definitely expect a Caribbean themed build coming up, because I'm definitely going to want to use those new items, especially because we didn't have to pay for them. I feel like EA heard us nice and loudly about the My First Pet Stuff pack, how they released the Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, and then just, I don't even know how much longer it was. Like, it couldn't have been more than a month or so when they released My First Pets, which was the biggest joke of a pack I've ever heard. People were really angry about that, and I feel like EA heard us loud and clear about that, and they're not going to charge us for this pack, which is really good, or this update they're calling it, which is really good, because I think if they had charged for this, people would be enraged again, because it would be just like the My First Pet Stuff pack all over again. So I'm excited to check out that new update. Anyway, the kitchen area is a little weird. I mean, most of I don't know, I feel like modern builds do have some kind of out there concepts, and that's what this kind of is. I played around a little bit with the counters, and I finally picked these ones from, I think it's from the Cool Kitchen Stuff pack, and used like a rock kind of, I can't really call it a backsplash because it's not, but the rock wall, and yeah, not too much clutter in this place, because I feel like modern homes often don't have that much clutter. This one does have a little bit more clutter than the black and white build. It's not as cold and lifeless, I guess. Like, that's just how I see modern builds. Like, they're interesting to look at, but they don't look very homey. They don't look very cozy. They're purely aesthetic. And so this house I made a little bit cozier. The living room is definitely my favorite room. I'm crazy about the living room. I definitely want to have my Sims live in this house, but it's really expensive. I forget how much it ends up being, but none of my Sims that I'm playing with right now could afford this house. So it's something that I'm definitely gonna have to save up for, because it is really nice and I'm super happy with it. And again, I'm using different things that I've never quite used before, like those slats that kind of make like a wall into the kitchen. I've never used those before, and I placed them and I thought they looked pretty good, so I kept them there. This house actually features 2 bars. Maybe the mom of this house likes to drink a little bit, likes to have a drink now and then, because I put one inside and one outside. They're actually just like feet away from each other, but that's okay. So for the living room, or the dining room, I ended up just picking the same table that I pick in a lot of my builds, and I didn't do as many chairs. I just did 4 chairs this time, because there is only 3 Sims living here, in my mind anyway. So I just did the 4 chairs, and played around with the colors a little bit, and different rugs and stuff. And the rugs, sometimes I spend way too long on the rugs, but I feel like rugs really make the room. It's kind of like, it makes it or breaks it, and if it's a rug that doesn't make any sense, or it looks silly, or it's too colorful or too bright, then it kind of ruins the whole aesthetic of the room. So even looking at that one now, I feel like it's good because it's kind of like a neutral color. It's not too bright. I didn't want anything too bright in this house. Also, I really love that color for the walls that I picked. I'm a big fan. And there I am putting in my signature chandelier. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that chandelier. I think because I can't use it that often, because it's really big and it's just a little extra. And I don't really have any extra Sims right now, so I don't use that one as much as I'd like to while I'm actually playing. It's mostly just in my builds. Just playing around with other things like that weird wall panel thing. There was really no place for it, but it's always good to check things out. And yeah, the living room, I couldn't decide if that window behind the staircase should stay or go. It ends up staying. And then I played around with the couches for a little bit. I so wish we had sectionals. And those ones don't count. They're too short. So when you do put up a TV, it's too big it looks too wide for the couch. Like, I don't know. And you could never put, with how it was before, you could never put a coffee table in the middle of that. It would look silly. So I added another couch on the other end of it to make it just a bit longer. And of course, like a big screen TV. The living room might be a little bit small, given the size of the house, like how the living room is just like kind of in this little corner. I can accept that, but I really like the way that I furnished it. I think it ended up looking really nice. I wanted to have a big coffee table there, but it would have blocked the stairs too much. So I just did something a little bit smaller, I think. Or I might have just, yeah, that one. Which I think works a lot better because it would have just looked silly at the bottom of the stairs. Also just played around with different things, wall hangings, mirrors. I don't remember what I actually ended up putting behind the couch. Or maybe, okay, yes I do. It was the mirrors. And just some plants and some other things. I wanted to fill up most of the corners of this house. I didn't want it to look empty because, yeah, it's supposed to be a modern house, but I also kind of like the idea of it being a little bit more lived in than my other builds, or my other modern builds anyway. And I don't know why I'm using those big, like, I don't even know what those are. It's almost like an urn, those big huge pots, and I just stick some plants in there. Yeah, just mostly filling up corners, filling up space, making sure it doesn't look empty. And then on this side of the dining room, I did kind of an interesting design. I don't really know, I didn't know what to put there. In a lot of dining rooms, they have those kind of buffets, but we don't really have those in the game. You could make one using countertops, and we have those as well, but they're not as grand, I guess, as you would need it to be. And so I just kind of came up with this weird idea to put in a few different items that I haven't really used before. On that end, I put in a wine rack, which is really big. Again, I mentioned that the woman who lives here likes to drink, so she's got 2 bars and 2 wine coolers, which is possibly a little excessive. I don't know, she may have a drinking problem, but I just put those in there because I thought it looked nice and it kind of looked elegant. And I've also never used them before, so that was kind of interesting. At the front door, I did a little closet. I don't really know if that was the best idea because it kind of makes the entrance a little bit smaller. But yeah, I did put a closet there as well as a shoe rack behind it, a little welcome mat. And then right here, I'm forgetting that there's no door to the office. So I filled that wall with like a painting and then I put a plant there. And later realized that there's no door there leading into the office. So I had to take it all down and put a door there instead. I can't remember if I do that after the bathroom. Yeah, it must be because now I'm doing the bathroom. So the bathroom downstairs is just a half bath. And then the one upstairs is a full bathroom. So you could put in a shower to make this a full bathroom, but I almost never see the point in making downstairs bathrooms or main floor bathrooms a full bath because who's really going to use it? Like, nobody would ever just come downstairs to have a shower and then go back upstairs to their room. I don't know. You just don't really ever see that in houses. So I didn't do it in this one or any of my builds really, but now just playing around with some more painting tools. I thought to have maybe a bit of a lighter toned paint color on the other side of the dining room would look good. So I did that. And then for the office, I was starting off with a darker theme, and then at some point in time, I changed my mind and decided to make it pink. I don't know why. I guess those chairs must have been the start of it, because I love those chairs, and then I thought, I'm going to make this room a little bit more elegant and fancier, I guess. So that's what I did. I put in like those pink curtains. They have pink chairs. I put in like pink flowers, that butterfly painting, just a bunch of random things like that. That little corner back there was difficult to fill. I didn't really know what to do, so I did put in a couple of bookshelves like that. It might look a little strange, but I didn't really know what else to do with that corner. Also, that chandelier is so pretty. I've never used it before, so I put that in there as well. I don't have a lot of builds that are this fancy, or rooms that are this fancy, and so I never use that chandelier. So this one, I decided to use it. I don't remember if it shows up in the screenshots or not. I hope it does because I really like it. So yeah, just put in like a little rug there. And I think that was pretty much it for the office. I really like the office. I don't care that it doesn't match the rest of the house. I'm a fan. And then upstairs, I'm just putting in more of the paint. And I can't remember. Oh, the bathroom was first. Okay. This bathroom was less of a disaster than my black and white build, even though people were saying that there's something wrong with the bathroom. And I was showing my brother, and he was like, yeah, no, that's fine. And he's like super critical of all my builds because he thinks he knows, like, I don't know, he used to work laying tile in houses, and so he's seen quite a few houses in his day, and so he thinks he's like this professional on what houses should look like, and even he said that bathroom wasn't that bad, so I guess it's not terrible. But this one I like a lot better. That light there was a little bit too big with a small mirror, so I put in a bigger one. And then I thought I did the master bedroom first. Yeah, I did. Okay. I started in the smaller bedroom and then I went back here. So since I pictured a single mother living here, I decided to make this room a bit more feminine. It's got some kind of like purple tones. And then I also did like a closet kind of area. Like I put some countertops down and then shoe racks on top and then clothes hanging above it and mirrors behind it. And it just kind of looks like, I don't know, kind of a girly space. So I did that. And then I also put like the vanity next to it as well. So I could picture her being into shoes because she does have 3 shoe racks sitting there. And I've never really done that before where I put all those items together, but I like the way that it turned out. And yeah, just filling it up with some more like plants and little lights and things to make it look a little bit more lived in. And I think that was pretty much all I did for this build. I think I did put like a chair possibly, or maybe a rug. Some of those, the blinds, I guess. I think I put those in pretty much every room of the house. They really helped. And I love those wall lights. I like the way that they changed the lighting of the room in a good way. It makes it a little bit softer. And then I put in a rug there, and I think that's really all I did. Oh, a couple of mirrors behind the bed. I don't know why I was on like a mirror frenzy. I was putting them everywhere, especially behind things. It was like a weird obsession. And I think, yeah, now I'm doing the teenage girl's bedroom. So I pictured her being a little bit of a mess. Her room's pretty small, but I put in some of those like hanging lights and a lot of clutter, kind of messy, kind of not gothic, I guess, but just like everything's a bit more dark, I guess. Like I used quite a bit of black and dark purple, and then I put like a horror movie poster above her dresser, which is a little weird, but that's okay. Also, that painting that at the top of the stairs, I moved it. It didn't stay there. It was clipped into the window, but it does move. Also put in a guitar there, and I don't know why it gets so glitchy sometimes during the builds, but it's really frustrating. I have recently updated, or not updated, but I've changed the settings for my recording software, and I've cleared a lot of the cache in my game, which actually really helps with like the speed of not just the recording, but of the game. Like it actually really helps. So I did that as well, and I've just been playing around trying to make my game run faster and smoother. Whether I'm recording or not, I want it to run as best as it can. I've been downloading a lot of packs lately because I didn't have them all, and now I have all of them except for like a couple. And so my computer might not be handling it that well. I may need to update some things. So this other room is a teenage boys room. Just did like a little bed, a computer. This room is pretty small, and so it was kind of hard to fill it up, but I just put in like a little TV, and then I put in that little nook there. I was going to do the same thing I did downstairs with the bookshelves, but I put lockers in instead, just because I've never really used them before, so I put those in. The good old Bob Pancakes poster, the Elements collection. I don't know why, I guess just something to put there. I think that was really all I did for this. I did put up some blinds and possibly a chair in that corner. I can't quite remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess I must have kept the chair there with some books on it and a couple of those black blinds. And then upstairs in the hallway, I don't know if it happens now or later, but I did do a little bit of decorating in the hallway. I put in some plants and some wall hangings, and then I also put those like potted plants all along the side there, just because you can't really, there's no point of accessing it because it doesn't go anywhere. So I just filled that up a little bit. And then the backyard, I saw a picture on Google for a modern, I think I typed in like backyard modern house, and this is what came up. It had these 2 pillars with a bar in between, and for some reason I just thought, okay, I'll do that, and then I just made up the front kind of, and then the back I was mostly inspired from that picture that I found on Google, so I just put the bar in there. I tried to put some lights in. I tried really hard to make it work, but everything was clipping into the wall, or it just didn't look very good, so I think I ended up just putting some wall lights on the inside of the pillars. I can't quite remember what I did. But yeah, the hanging lights, that idea had to go. So yeah, I just put up some wall lights. There's like a table with some chairs, a barbecue. I think I also put in some potted plants around, and that was pretty much it. I didn't do much for a backyard. As you can see, the house goes right to the back of the property, so there's really no room for a yard. Even on the side, there's no room for anything, so I didn't really do much with either of those spaces. Just put in some plants there, and then I think I also put in some trees. I probably cut out most of the landscaping just because it's pretty boring to watch, and I don't know, it's not that interesting. So that is pretty much it for the build. Thanks for watching.